It's kind of a little more my pace tonight than it was the other night, to be honest with you. Like, I felt like, we had some really, really good defensive possessions tonight. And I thought we made a lot of big shots. Breland just consistently made that little pick and pop shot that kind of kept us rolling. And then, Alex just hit 2 huge shots, the 3, the pull up. But Alex lives for those moments. Like, everybody knows that's watched her play. Like, those are moments that she wants the ball in her hands, and you have to trust her to do that and to take those shots, because she rarely is going to let you down. And even if she misses a shot, she's probably going to get a pretty good shot. But I thought we battled. I think in a game where Tiffany Hayes probably had, in some ways, her worst offensive game in a month, she still was +10 in the plus-minus. So when she's on the floor, we're just better. There's so much more attention put on her. It allows that 2-man game with our point guards and our 5s or 4s. Elizabeth continues to just put the ball in the basket on rolls and doesn't play outside of herself. We turn the ball over way too much. We were sloppy at times. They have great hands. They knock the ball away a lot and are really physical on the ball. But if you take away the turnovers, I thought offensively we were really solid when we weren't turning the ball over.
What was your message to the team when they found out about Angel being out?
If those of you guys that have been around me, like I'm a crier, so those are hard messages to share. But I really, one of the things we really have talked about lately is, not just playing with each other but for each other. And so tonight I put the same message on the board, but just a big heart around the 4, because my heart aches for her. My faith is really strong, and I know things happen for a reason. But Angel's in a really good place, and had really bought in to being a really good team player and a good, she had her moments. We all know that, but just really proud of how she progressed this season and how complimentary she was of her teammates. And so just the timing sucks, You win a game and secure a playoff bid, and then you find out you've lost, Angel McCautry for the rest of the season. So my message was we're built to handle. We're deep enough that we can handle this, But it doesn't make you feel any better. You almost don't want that to be the message in some ways, because you want to really feel for her. Like, you don't want to take away from the fact that it's okay, we're moving on. Like, you really want her to feel like, feel how important she is and how much we care. And so, I think they'll continue to rally. I thought they rallied at the end of the game when she went down. I don't think there's any doubt that this team thinks that they can keep winning. I'm still going to keep coaching the same way. We've got to tweak some pieces, but, even Blake's one big 3. She hadn't played a whole lot in a while, but I trust her. It's a weird thing sometimes, because at midnight last night, I was making notes on LA, and I realized that Angel has taken the ball out of bounds in every late game situation this season. She's the one I've trusted to inbound the basketball. And we usually inbound it to Tiffany, because Tiffany never misses foul shots late. And so we're not complicated, but all of a sudden it was like, oh my goodness, Angel's not going to be able to take the ball out of bounds. Who's going to do it? And so I had that note written down. We talked about it before shoot-around as a staff today, and we made up our mind that it was going to be Blake Dietrich. So I went to her and said, hey, you may play 1 minute, you may not play at all, you may play 20 minutes, and I still may put you in the game with 5 seconds to go to inbound the ball, and I just want you to be prepared. And so she wasn't freaked out. Now, I would be slightly freaked out with Candace Parker hovering over the sideline, but she got it inbounds twice. We made our foul shots and escaped there at the end. So it's kind of a weird game that way, that I felt like that was something, that was so small, but ultimately so significant, because I've trusted the ball in Angel's hands to just get it in safely. And that's what we needed. We had to get it inbound safely tonight. So really proud of her for taking that on, because that's not an easy thing.
I asked Claire's this just a couple seconds ago. How important was it for you to still have her right there on the bench, active in huddles, yelling from the sidelines, still very much the voice of this team?
Well, these guys are family, you know. They're daughters to me. They're so, you know, you just, when you're family, you pull everybody in. You know, they need you and you need them. And so I think Angel needs this team as badly as this team needs Angel, you know, as much as anything. Angel's never been injured in her entire career. Never been injured. Like, this is going to be a challenge for her, a new challenge that she's never faced, because anyone who's been through like major surgery knows that it's not easy. And you know, she's going to have moments of despair, and I mean, I know it was devastating to her. And so, you know, having her family around her, and loving on her as much as anything, and making her still feel like it's part of the team is going to do as much for her as it's going to do for us.
You mentioned it earlier, this is your type of game. I mean, last game was 109 and 100. Now it's 79-73. It still has to make you feel good that your team can adapt to any type of
yeah,
situation.
no, I mean, I want to score 109 points, but I like giving up 72. You know, like I enjoy playing fast. Like, I think ultimately, as we continue to evolve our team, and you know, it's not, you know, there are so many times, and especially this season, but it would be this way even if it was a normal WNBA season. There's so many things that you think you can like keep adding, and you got to be careful about what you add, because you don't practice. You know, we're gonna do film and walkthrough again tomorrow because we don't have a shoot around on Saturday, and so you can't practice. So there's not a lot of adding at this point. You know, there's in some ways it's simplifying. It's like, these are the things that we're really good at, and let's just keep doing them well. You know, and really trusting them. And so, you know, it's no different than the action where we pick and pop with Breland to the open side. I mean, that is such a good action for us because Abby is so explosive that creates that shot for her, and she delivers the ball so effortlessly in that situation. So you kind of have to have your packages when certain people are on the floor. So yeah, I mean, we've won a lot of close games this year. You know, we're now 11-0 in games decided by 6 points or less. So, you know, when the game gets close, like, there's no fear. There's no fear on the sideline. There's no fear in those huddles. There's no fear when they step out on the court. And the beauty is, and losing Angel is tough in that situation. But, you know, when I had Angel and Tiffany, I've got 2 free throw shooters that, like, aren't going to miss in, like, game situations. Like, I don't believe. Tiffany had her worst foul shooting night, like, ever, I feel like. And I still knew there was nobody else I wanted to have the ball at the end of the game because I knew she would not miss a foul shot, you know, under a minute. I just, you know, I have that confidence in her. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to play up tempo. We knew we had to get the game up tempo. We missed some shots, but we knew them coming off a back-to-back that we needed to push tempo and get some easy looks, and that we could get to them in the fourth quarter, you know, and they had that run where, you know, we made one bad decision, you know, like I thought when Breland got the stop that we should have pulled it out and not tried to we had a 5-point lead, and it's like, I told those 2 point guards at the time, like, in the future, if you're not chasing her down and stealing it from her yourself, like, I'm going to have a problem, because we've just got to understand time and score there, and we haven't made a ton of time score situational errors this year, considering we're a first-year staff with a team that's not used to us. So, I mean, I think we can win close games, and I can think we can win them however we need to win them. But I know how good this team can be defensively, and when we're not good defensively, it makes me really nervous. So it's more that than it is that the pace of the game bothers me.
We talk a lot